guys, it's Trish from Trish's Card Club, live from Chattanooga. I almost said Orlando. Oops. It's Sunday night, and it's time to stamp. Happy Sunday night, you guys. Good to see you all. Thanks for coming. How are you? How was your Sunday? Mine was good. I did my standard chores, and then I watched football. And it was a fantastic, fantastic game. And it was a tough one because I couldn't decide who I wanted to win. I wanted both the teams to win. So, but the Bengals won, and Joe Burrow is going to the Super Bowl. And I think this is his second year as a quarterback. So that's pretty amazing. So, hey, Angela and Judy and Mary, good to see you guys. So, what does football teach me? To never, never give up. That's what football teaches me. So I'm not giving up. I am continuing onward and forward. I see there's some stuff in my car, in my background. Let me see if I can bring it down and get rid of some of it. Okay, doesn't matter. It's not too distracting. So tonight we're going to be talking about trishan.stampinup.net. It's where you go for ideas and inspirations, where you go if you want to place an order for a product. That webpage is sponsored and what's the correct word? Curated by Stampin' Up. So if you're looking for different things, that's the place to go. Hey, Miss Judy, thanks for coming on board. Hey, Karen and Cindy, Miss Pat and Terry, thanks you guys for coming on board. I really appreciate it. So that's my shameless plug. Tonight we're going to be using Flowing Flowers, which is in the new mini catalog. It is gorgeous. It is just a stamp set. No dies, no punches, no nothing. And it is beautiful. The fonts are gorgeous. I fell in love with this. I haven't bought a lot from the catalog, you guys, but this was a stamp set that I could not pass up. So that's what we're going to be using tonight. And I'm just going to leave that there so you don't have the glare of the light when I tell my announcement. Let me get this out of the way. So this is my announcement. I want to give thanks and credits to Mary Finn, who was a customer of mine and a dear friend and a wonderful, wonderful woman. Reached out to me a couple weeks ago and asked me if I would consider doing a Zoom, a live Zoom, so that we could all join, and instead of me just talking, that we could actually interact. And I thought about it and said, Mary, I think you're brilliant. You're onto something. So, hey, Miss Betsy, thanks for coming. So at the end of February, well, let me step back. So in about another few days, I'll send an email out to everyone who's on my email list, just inviting them to come and join us with the date, which will be at the end of February. And then what I'm going to do each month is I will send out about a week before the Zoom, I'll send out the link with a challenge or a cards design layout or something so that you guys can be working on something at home, and then we'll share it when we are all on Zoom together. And then sometimes I'm just going to say, come to Zoom, and I'm going to surprise you, and you'll make it along with me. So we'll just be stamping together. I have to get a couple of pieces of equipment to do that because I have to be able to be on the screen like you guys, like if you've done Zoom meetings, those little individual pictures of us. And I also have to be able to do my hands. So I'm going to need to get a little bit of equipment to do that, which is not a problem. I'm very excited. So I hope that you're interested and you'll come and join. It won't be as personal as being in class together, but it will be really, really cool to be together. Now, I say all this in preferencing that if you have a local demonstrator, support your local demonstrator. Go to classes, go to stamp camps, go to make and takes, go to card buffets, anything you can to be with other stampers because it's inspirational and we need the socialization. We need to be together. I'm doing this because I miss you guys dearly. And Judy, I will teach you how to do Zoom. It's very easy. It's not, if I can do it, anyone can do it. I promise. But I think that I miss you guys tremendously. I haven't been able to start my own classes here because of COVID, which I will be able to start. It's just delayed because of COVID. So I thought Mary was onto something just to give us an idea of being able to get together and see each other. And I just thought it would really be fun. So look for an email with more information, but just kind of put it in your, one thing I need feedback on is the time. I was thinking to offer either 10 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday or on 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday. Now, if I get enough interest, I'll do both classes. If I don't get enough, I'm going to pick the majority to get started until I build it, and then we can expand it. So that's kind of my thinking. So it's either going to be 10 o'clock on a Saturday or 2 o'clock on a Sunday. And 10 o'clock on a Saturday gives you enough time to sleep in. Plus, you can be in your pajamas. No one sees you except from your head up. So that's just one thing, Judy. You only have to do your hair and your makeup. That's it. You can still wear your pajamas. And then on Sunday, that would give you guys enough time to do church and lunch. And I would say the Zoom classes will be between an hour and an hour and a half, realistically. They could be a lot shorter if I bore you to tears. They could go a lot longer if we have a more extensive project. But that's just giving you a rough idea. We'll look at about an hour and a half. Okay, so that's my big announcement. I'm really, really excited. I'm so looking forward to seeing you guys, talking to you and with you, you guys talking back. I'm very, very, very excited. So, all right. Let's get started on tonight's card, and then we will wrap it up for this week. We have another week ahead of us, and it's going to be a busy one. So we're going to be using flowing flowers, and then we're going to be using one of the dies from the Scallop Contour dies. We're going to be just using one die and this stamp set, which you guys, I love this stamp set. I love it. Let's talk a little bit about how you guys spend your money. It's none of my business. You can spend your money however you want. So it's not that kind of talk. But I'm going to say a couple things. Because this comes from my love of you guys, and also that I'm very frugal. Now, if you have a lot of stamping stuff and you're not stamping, stop buying and start stamping. It's that simple. You guys, the catalog is filled with gorgeous things. We're always going to want them. But if we don't use what we already have, then why are we just adding to our stash? Now, does that mean you never could buy anything? No. You guys, I did not need the stamp set, but I truly, truly fell in love with it. And I thought it had a lot of versatility, and I can use it in many, many different ways. So I bought it. But did I buy $125 worth of product when I bought this stamp set? No. I just bought this stamp set, and I think I needed paper when I placed this order, and that was it. So I'm not saying never order. I'm just saying make cards, make 3D projects, make with what you have, and then as you see something that you love, buy it. I totally believe in buying, with passion. Totally believe that. But just, you don't have to have a whole craft room full of things to bless someone. Literally, a card is just a piece of paper folded in half. Literally, you guys. That's what people need to know that they're loved, thought of, and someone is making a difference in their day. All right, that's my spiel. Now, I forgot one thing about this stamp set. This stamp set is called Distinctive Ink. Distinctive. If you ever want to know what that means, you can look, you'll see distinctive. You'll see it on a stamp set on the page that Stampin' Up! Is advertising it. Basically what that means, if you look, and it's easier to see in here, I think, is you can see the shading that Stampin' Up! Does on the red rubber stamps. That's why we don't have this in photopolymer, because they can't do it in photopolymer. But God, I wish they would figure it out, because I love photopolymer stamps. So when I first did this card, and I'm going to show you that at the end, it was kind of a boo-boo card. It just didn't appeal to me. And I thought about it. And I was like, well, how can I fix it? So I came up with an idea, and I'm going to show you that. And that's the card we're making. We're going to be using some of my favorite colors, Melon Mambo. So I took this die, cut it out. I'm going to tap, 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 try to get you on camera, and I'm doing the wrong thing. You guys, I almost wrecked the whole card. All right, let's start with this one. I'm just doing tone on tone. So all I'm doing is just stamping. Now, I don't know how much and I'm going to move the stamp around so it doesn't look like it's all just the exact same image, which it doesn't really matter because so little of it shows, but... Now, if you can tell, you guys, some of it's a little dark and some of it's very light. That's the way the ink is absorbed onto the stamp. That's just the style of it. It's called Distinctive. So it shadows for us, which is fantastic. It's not the best stamp set for this project, and you'll see at the end why on the other card that I made before I changed it. So I just wanted to get that border, because when I put the die on here, you see that's all you see? I didn't need to worry about stamping on the inside. Now I'm going to do this one, and on this one I have to be a little careful, because when I made my first sample, I got ink lines like all over the place, which happens even after 23 years of stamping. Yes, because I didn't tap light enough. So I'm going to take that off just to be safe, and I'm going to tap, 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 tap. Let me just see if I can show you guys a full-on image. So do you see how it stamps, you guys? So it's a little dark, and then it's very light in different places. That's just the way the stamp is made. So let me ink it up again and get a bunch of flowers there. Oh, I got a little line. People, those lines, they drive me, but we don't worry about it because just tap, tap, tap. Oh, okay, that was really coming out terrible. Flip it over, start again. Tap, tap, tap. I'm actually going to do it up here. Yeah, because, and then I'll just come down and fill it in over here. Because I need to, yeah, that's much better. That's the look that I want. You'll understand why. Okay, that's it. That's the look that I want. Not 100% thrilled that it didn't come out here, and if I had done it on this side, it would have probably come out fine, but, oh. Did you guys just see what I did? Okay, so I just had ink all over my hands. The very thing that, as an experienced stamper, so let's flip back to this side. I'll hide that with something else. And we'll put one more. You guys, this is what you get when you get live videos. You get all the mistakes, all the good, all the bad, and all the ugly. Okay, and out of that stamp, there's a gorgeous thank you. So I'm going to use that for my words. I'm going to put that up here. Not too worried about that mistake because I already know how I'm going to fix it. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some ribbon and I'm going to tie a bow. Now this ribbon is not in the catalog, but it's still available. It's a carryover from the Holiday Mini. So you can still get this ribbon, which I have oodles of because I love it. I love black and white, as you guys know. And Steve tries to tell me that's not a color, but it's color to me. It's gorgeous. So I'm going to do this a little bit different than I normally do it. I don't normally knot it, but I find that because I'm only doing it on one layer, if I knot it, then the bow comes out actually better. So I'm going to knot it. And I'm going to make it flat by just pulling one side. Did you see how I did that? Oh, Trisha. What is happening on my live tonight? I am not hitting all the cylinders tonight at all. Okay, I'll play with that when I'm not on camera. I'll start again. I will get that out. That ribbon, fair not, people, that ribbon will not go to waste. It will not. Okay, let me try this. All right, now let's see. All right, that's nice and tight. Let me pull this through. Okay, still not as tight as it was before, but it will work because when I'm done, I'm gonna stick a glue dot down there, and then that will make it perfect. In place is all that I care about. It doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing about stamping has to be perfect. It just has to be in place. Well, you may not be getting a bow tonight, girls. You may be getting the bow on the finished card and not on the sample, because it doesn't look like I'm really working it here. Let's see. Oh, another announcement you guys I forgot to make. I'm going to start labeling my videos so that I can say to you, go back to video number such and such, and you'll be able to find that video if you're looking for a technique or something that I've done. So I started with 100 because I figured I've been doing this almost a year. I do 2 videos a week with a few exceptions. So I started this one with 100, and then I'll just keep it in my Excel spreadsheet, what the date is and what the theme or the stamp set that I used or technique that I taught. And then if anyone has any questions, they can come back and I can help them. My ribbon is a little bit off, but you're being super patient. Okay, pretend that came out good. And pretend that I glued that to there. And I would put this on with dimensionals. And the end card would go on a black base and it would look like this. Because that was not coming out. And I don't want to take any more time up. So this is my card. And I'm in love with it. I love the colors. And let me tell you what didn't work out. This was my first card. And I thought it would be so pretty to do just monochromatic in the Mellow Mambo. But see how washed out it looks? And I thought, and then I realized because they're distinctive, if these had been solid impression stamps, then I think it would have been enough contrast, but there is not enough contrast, so the pink worked out really good. So that was the card for tonight. Ta-da! Now, let me show you one more thing on these stamps that you can do. if you take the bigger stamp, like this right here, and you want to color the leaves one color and the flower another color, you can do that a couple of different ways. You can do it with markers, not blends, but markers. You can also do it with daubers. And I happen to have daubers. So yes, you can still order that ribbon, Angela. It is item number 156485. 156485. And I'll text that to you if you didn't get it. Okay, so for the daubers, hey, Miss Patty. So you just take the daubers and you just go along the leaves like that. Now this is, remember, this is a distinctive stamp, so it's not going to stamp a smooth image. Oops. Whew. Tonight, girls, tonight. And then you're going to do this one. And some of it will be darker, and even if it's going to be darker because the way the stamp is made, not because of how I'm applying the ink. So I think it's darker in the middle and it's lighter on the sides. I think that's how it works, and it's darker over here, regardless of how I apply the ink. Now, when you're using daubers, at least this is what they taught us years ago. I don't know if people still do it, but I still do it. I huff on the ink to sort of re-moisten it because it's been exposed a little bit. So just blow on it. Just give it a good old huff like this. Listen. Did you catch that? Okay. And then you just ink it. You just stamp it. Hold it down to give the ink a chance to absorb into the paper and lift it up. And there you get. Isn't that going to be beautiful? So I'm going to make this into a card, but I thought, isn't that pretty how you can get the green leaves and then you can get that? Now, like I said, if you have markers, you can color it, but I didn't have markers in the colors that I wanted, so I just used the sponge daubers. So that's so, so pretty. So that's another technique and another way that you can use the stamp set. All right, that's it for Sunday night, my friends. Thank you for your patience with my flubbings. I appreciate it, and I'm excited about going to do my live Zooms where we have interaction. And if you're listening to this either on Facebook Live or on YouTube, if you're interested in participating, all you need to do is send me your email, and you can text it to me or message me your email, and then I'll put you on my list, and then you'll be able to join in on the Zoom. And there's no cost to join on the Zoom or anything like that. There's no money involved. The only time there will be money involved is if I decide to do a product and I just make the offer out there, you guys, hey, if you get this stamp set in dies or this stamp set in punch or this stamp set for such and such a Zoom class, we're going to make cards with that. Now, always, you can use what you have at home. Always. But if you want to use and make the same exact card that I'm making, then that's just how it will work. And that will be not very often, maybe at the most once a quarter, but not very often. This is not a money-making thing. This is I just want to get together with you guys and stamp. So, hey, Nancy, nice to see you. I miss you too. Wow, so many cool people. I love it. Well, I hope my announcement was at least exciting enough to come and listen. I miss you guys. I love you guys. Remember, around here we make it and we mail it. So I want you guys to be making and mailing your cards out. It's the most important thing you're going to do this week. I promise you. Don't think about taxes or anything else. Just get your cards made and get them in the mail. Pretty soon Valentine's will be out, so hopefully you're started your stash of Valentine cards so you can get those in the mail too. All right, you guys, I love you. I will talk to you on Wednesday night when we do another card. Remember, make it and mail it and have a really good couple of days.